You cannot have a why unless you first have a what, right? Your what gives you the direction. Your why gives you an explanation for why you are going in that direction in the first place. Welcome to the DreamDivers podcast. This is the coaching show that is designed to help people just like you, people who know in their hearts that they were made to do something bigger, more purposeful, and legendary with their lives to impact the world. My name is Arau Davis, the Chief Dream Diver, and I am your dream development coach. What's up, Dream Divers? Today on the podcast, I want to talk to you about the topic, what is purpose? And start with your what and not your why. Listen, about 3 months ago, I was on Instagram DM and this guy hit me up and he was trying to recruit me into his network marketing business, right? And, I think he sells supplements or something like that. And he started this pitch through DM and he was like, hey, saw your Instagram, love what you do, but can you explain a little bit more about what it is that you actually do? So I told him, I said, listen, I'm a dream development coach, I'm a transformational speaker, and a documentary filmmaker, director. What I do is I help people discover their purpose, unlock their dreams, and I help them dive for their dreams to impact the world as a purpose-driven entrepreneur. And so the next thing he said to me, y'all, was absolutely bananas. He said, listen, I'm super excited because it sounds like you and I do the same thing, right? I help people find their why. And y'all, listen, I think everything went black or everything went red after I read that statement, because I couldn't fathom, like in my mind, I couldn't fathom how he could literally think that him helping people find their why to go out and sell supplements to make money, how he could fathom that to be the same thing as me helping people discover their purpose, right? And so, I got to be honest. I got to come clean, right? I was mad. I was furious. I just couldn't understand how he thought that we were in the same line of business. So I called a buddy of mine and I explained to him. I said, listen, this dude on Instagram hit me up, right? And this is what he does. This is what I do. And for some reason, he seems to think that purpose and your why are the same thing, right? And so this buddy of mine was like, I get it. I completely understand. Unfortunately, some people have misused words and phrases, and those words and phrases have become barriers for so many people. So he was like, Davis, you need to teach and coach people and teach them what the value of words are, and then take some time to reteach those words so that they don't become stumbling blocks anymore. They become tools to help other people do what they were put on this earth to do, right? And so I'm here today on today's episode because I want to challenge you to change your perspective, right? Your why is not the same thing as your purpose. Let me explain. Your why is your reasoning behind what you are trying to achieve or obtain. Your what is that one thing that you were put on this earth to do, which is your purpose. And the problem is that most people make decisions for their lives that have nothing to do with the real reason that they were put on this earth. And then they hear, a great motivational speech or a great talk or a great video that says, hey, listen, you could be successful at whatever it is that you're doing. You just got to find your why, right? See my air quotes, you just got to find your why. And then they run out, right? And they attach a why to a situation, to a direction, to a job, or to a path in life that was never intended for them in the first place. Most people are chasing a why that is transactional. What am I saying? Most people have one thing and one thing only on their minds as they walk through this life, and that's financial freedom, right? And I want you guys to hear me and hear me well, and I say this all the time. Financial freedom is a part of life, but it is not the point of your life. And so many people have made chasing money the point of their life when it is not the point of their life. It is a part of their life. And so now we have massive amounts of people all over the world who are throwing themselves into the wrong industries and into the wrong type of careers, and they're starting businesses because there's some sort of promise of financial freedom at the other end of what they have committed their life to. Like I've run into people all the time and I ask them, like, why do you do what you do for a living? And the answer I always get, like, it never fails. It's always about the money. Whether the money is good, whether the money is consistent, whether the money allows them to do this or allows them to do that. It's always about the money. And my response is always this: is what you're doing right now, is that your purpose? Like, were you born to do that? Do you think God crafted you and created you so you could go do or sell or create X, Y, and Z? And I challenge them, and it's a hard conversation 90% of the time, but I say, listen, if you died tonight, would God meet you at the pearly gates and pat you on the back and say, well done for chasing more money and more money and more money? Or would he be happy to see you because you made it into heaven? But will he be somewhat disappointed because you didn't maximize your purpose? You didn't maximize your reason for living. And 90% of the time, y'all, I get crickets, right? Like, people have nothing to say to that because they know that for most people, they're out of place and out of position, and they're chasing finances versus pursuing their purpose. I take it a bit deeper, right? Somebody give me their undivided attention, so I take it a bit deeper with the questions, and I say, hey, listen, would you do what you're doing right now for a living? Would you do that for free? Like, if they didn't pay you, would you still be selling or creating that service or product? Would you still be in that line of work? Would you still be running that business if there was no pay involved? And 90% of people say no, right? Or probably not. Why? Because they are chasing the result called finances of the thing that you're doing, and they're not pursuing the one thing that they were put on this earth, right? And most people want the result of that why without having to do the work to discover and do the work to stay within the confines of their what, aka their purpose. It's easier spiritually and emotionally to attach a why to a random job or to a random business opportunity than it is to do the work to recognize that you have been put on this earth to do a very specific thing and for a very specific purpose and for a very specific lane for your life. The truth is that it's actually not easier. Most people spend their entire lives chasing the next great opportunity to fulfill a why that's based on society's metrics, right? Money, success, and legacy. And it ends up costing you an entire lifetime of chasing something that was never intended for you in the first place. The truth is that once you have identified your purpose, y'all, like once you have identified what you were put on this earth to do, your what, then you can identify how to make moves in your life to make your purpose now become transactional. But it's never the other way around. So when it comes to your life, you cannot start with your why. You must always start with your what. Let me explain. What is the question that you ask before you make a move? Why is the question that you ask after you've already started taking action? What determines the direction and the movement? Why questions your direction and your movement, right? What answers, what is my purpose? What is the mission for my life? What is the objective for my life? What am I going to dedicate my life to? What do I need to build to impact lives? Why answers questions like, why are we here? Why are we doing this? Why should I care? Why should I help? And why should I work so hard? And I hope you all get that, the difference between your what and your why. You cannot have a why unless you first have a what, right? Your what gives you the direction. Your why gives you an explanation for why you are going in that direction in the first place. Even in the dictionary, right? If we want to get philosophical, what comes before why, even in the dictionary? Let's go a little deeper. Let's talk about purpose, because I've seen way too many people who think that purpose and your why are the same thing. And so I want to help you overcome this barrier and understand that these two words do not mean the same thing, right? And so I want to help you literally take some steps today to determine what your purpose is, what your what is. So write this down if you're taking notes, right? And I'm about to teach you the exact method that I teach all of my coaching clients in my signature course, the DreamDivers Masterclass, right? And I'm going to give you three keys that are going to help you start with your purpose today, right? So that you're not chasing a why that is contingent upon the wrong direction for your life. I want to help you set the right course for your life so that when you do go back and figure out what the why is for the what, that you understand and that you are on the right path pursuing the right things. Let's first define what is purpose, right? My definition and the DreamDivers definition of purpose is this. Purpose is the life-changing results that you were born to help other people achieve. I'm going to say that again. Purpose is the life-changing results that you were born to help other people achieve. And here are the three keys, right? Number one, write this down. Capabilities, right? Skills and talents, right? Those talents are those God-given things that you were just born with, inherent to you. Those skills are those things that you work to develop expertise in. We all have skills and talents. Now listen, I grew up thinking that I didn't have many, but as I sat down and began to take an assessment of my skills and talents, I realized that I had everything that I needed to live the life that I was put on this earth to live, right? So capabilities, right? Here's some questions that I want you to ask yourself. What do you love to do? What are you exceptional at? And what would you do for free even if nobody paid you? And at the intersection of those questions lies a very important piece of the puzzle, all right? So number one, capabilities. Number two, write this down. Number two is your cause. What have you gone through in your life that has such a deep and profound impact on your life that you now want to dedicate, or that you are now willing to dedicate the rest of your life to helping other people achieve results similar to yours and to help them overcome the obstacles that you went through? Like literally for me, I spent my entire life not knowing what I was put on this earth to do. I spent my entire life thinking that God had passed me over when he was giving out purpose and dreams. And so when I was able to discover what I was put on this earth to do, when I was able to figure out why I was created and how I could help society and help other people, now I am dedicating my life to that work because it deeply impacted. Being depressed and lost and confused and miserable impacted me so much that now I have the skills and the talents, the capabilities, and now I have the cause within me that has fired me up and given me the tools that I need and experiences that I need to now want to go back and rescue other people from being stuck like I was, right? That's my cause, right? And so number three, write this down, is solutions. What tangible solution can you provide based on your capabilities to truly bring transformation to people's lives? What tangible solution can you provide based on your capabilities to truly bring transformation to people's lives, right? So one of my clients, her name is Brandy, right? And she owns this business called Mile High Cheesecakes. Now, Brandy is a flight attendant currently still. She's a flight attendant. And she is also a baker, right? And as a kid, Brandy's parents exposed her to traveling by airplane to different cities across the country. And that experience and that exposure opened up Brandy's horizons and allowed her to see life beyond her community, her local experiences, and the things that were designed to keep her stuck where she came from. And so now Brandy, through the work that we've done together, now she wants to give that same opportunity to other kids but to kids who may never get the chance to see what life has to offer outside of the community that they're currently stuck in. So together, Brandy and I, we created her company called Mile High Cheesecakes because she is phenomenal when it comes to the cheesecakes, y'all. I'm telling you right now, right? But what we did is we combined her skills of baking and her expertise as a flight attendant to run and to create an airline-themed, purpose-driven business that sells cheesecakes to fund travel trips for underprivileged kids so that they can have the opportunity to dream big and so that they can see what the world has to offer to them, right? And I'm telling you right now, if Brandy, could take this method, right, this purpose formula that we've created, and use it to discover her capabilities, right, her cause and her solution, and turn that into a purpose-driven business where she is now out serving and impacting her community, and she is on her way to doing some big, powerful things. I'm telling you, if she can do it, you can do it. But what she did is she did not start with her why. She started with her what? She started with her purpose. And so I'm encouraging you today. I'm encouraging you, right, to change your perspective on what words mean, because words have power, words have meaning. And so when you begin to put words in the wrong place in your life, your mind and your heart begin to rally around wrong terms and wrong definitions. And so today I wanted you to understand how we view purpose as a dream diver, how we view where we start and how we build from here. Like, if you don't know what you were put on this earth to do, you will never be able to build the kind of legendary purpose-driven business or do the thing that you were put on this earth to do, because you will have created reasons for going down a path that was never intended for you in the first place. Thank you so much for watching this podcast. I hope it inspired you. Now, I need a huge favor. I need you, no matter what platform you're on, I need you to find that subscribe button, that like button. Leave us a great rating and a positive review. All of your comments, all of your reviews help us continue to make great content just for you.